The most common issue for web accessibility by far is text contrast. This means, does the text have enough contrast for people to actually read it? Oftentimes, there will be pushback on using higher color contrast. One of the ways to get around that is to actually show people how this affects real people in the real world. One of the most common examples is bright sunlight. But one of the challenges is, how do I show that to a client on their desktop computer? In this video, I will give you a really quick snippet that you can toss into any website and show your clients side by side how this website looks in ideal lighting and in bright sunlight. And this will hopefully help get across to your clients that more contrast is absolutely needed. On the Who Can Use site, they have a simulation for direct sunlight. And that's really helpful, but it's also really tiny. We need to be able to show clients on their actual websites. So what I did was I replicated the snippet into something easy to use on any website. Here we are on one of my most popular pages, font examples, where I show you different examples of different fonts with a lot of important text. I'm going to right-click and go to the inspector. Now that I have the inspector open, I'm going to click on the body tag. I will then right-click on the body tag and select Edit as HTML. Just after the body tag closes, I am going to paste in my snippet. Then I will click on the HTML tag or anywhere else to apply that snippet, and now I can close my inspector. And you'll notice that on the left half of the page, we have a very washed out look, and on the right half of the page, we have the quote-unquote relatively normal look. And you can see the difference between the bright sunlight and the more normal. And it is a pretty significant difference. But if you've actually taken your smartphone outside and tried to use it, you will notice that a lot of websites are very difficult to use in the bright sunlight. Here on this page, we have good, strong color contrast, but I'm going to show you what happens with lower color contrast. When you're using a Chromium-based browser, you can select this little square next to the font color, and that will open the color picker. In this color picker, it's going to tell you the current contrast ratio. So I can use this color picker to drop my contrast ratio down to right about 4.5. And you'll notice that just below 4.5, it's kind of readable in the desktop version, but in this washed out sunlight version, it's really, really hard to read. If I start to lower that contrast ratio even more to about 3, the website version for the desktop, it's getting a bit more difficult to read. And over here on the sunlight side, it is completely illegible. This is why for normal desktop color contrast, the minimum ratio is 4.5. And you'll see that this makes it semi-legible on a smartphone, but difficult to read. And why the AAA recommendation of 7 is for most of the body content on websites. And you'll see that this is definitely easier to read in situations like bright sunlight. And of course, for body text, I really try and get up to a higher contrast ratio, something around 15, 16. And that really makes it a lot easier for people to read in bright sunlight, which is a common situation that happens to people on a regular daily basis. I hope this video helps to explain the effects of bright sunlight and how you can show them to clients on a typical desktop computer. You can grab the code snippet on the blog post linked in the description below the video. Thanks so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe so that you can find out about future videos.